Hello all. Comment on my last video about doing a overall video about my collection that I have. So I'm going to do that. Now, full disclosure, not everything is painted. Okay, not everything is painted at all. Most of them are done. I would say over 95% of two of the armies are done. I would say 40% of one's done, and then the Necrons are barely even started. I've only done a couple, and they're on my computer over here. And then, as you saw in the last video, that I got the monolith as well, which is actually a lot closer to being done than I thought it was. So yeah, we're gonna have a look now. Be prepared for some weird camera cuts because I've never really done a video where I have to move around properly. So I don't know how the aspect ratio is gonna do when I'm using my phone. Um, this camera's a bit, well, I don't have a card for it, so this is going to have to be best effort. So hopefully it looks alright. So I will cut to army number one, which is the Ultramarines.
Okay. So we are going to start with the Ultramarines. So we're going to start on the right and we'll go over to the left. So on the right here, we have an old mold of a drop pod. There is a new model, which apparently is awful. I haven't seen it, but this is an old one that I got from a friend. It is actually a Space Wolves one. You might be able to see there, little Space Wolves logo, which oh god, he's taken a fall, which I have repainted. These two doors at the back are glued shut because they were broken. In front of them, I have a squad of, let's put him back awake because he needs to, oh fuck, and now his mate's fallen over. Oh god, they don't, whatever. So in front of them, we have a squad of 10 assault intercessors. So assault intercessors specialise in getting up front, up close and personal with the enemy. Okay, they've got pistols and they have decent melee weapons. They are kind of, they're designed to be put behind, I think. I've used them as a distraction tool because they're not expensive to take, really. I think that whole squad, including the two leaders that I have for it, was probably about, I want to say like 350 points or something. So it's a good distraction tool. I put it, you can deep strike turn one with this, so I put it in the back line and it tricked my enemy or my opponent into going after him. So next, which I'm just reaching for, next is the two leaders. So I have a chaplain here, which is awesome. Love my chaplain man. He was one of the first sort of rounds of people I bought, I think. Next to him, we have Titus, the main character of Space Marine 1 and 2 game. Okay, I chose to paint him with his helmet on because I can't do faces. To the left, we have one of the three dreadnoughts. Okay, we have the Ballistus Dreadnought. This guy is a long-range dreadnought. He wants to blow armor up with his las cannon and his either crag or frag missiles, depending on which one. Crack missile is against one target that's tough. Frag is like against a squad of infantry. Over to his right, we have my squad of Terminators, which get very rarely used, actually. These guys, these 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're very rarely used because I just think then they're a bit too weak for their points cost at the moment. Hopefully, in 11th edition, they'll get buffed. Behind them is a Repulsor, not the Repulsor Executioner, it's just the Repulsor. Okay, it's a good transport, it has 14 slots for transporting Primaris units. That includes Terminators and Gravis units. Okay, very, very useful. Lots of firepower coming out of that thing and is quite fast up the board. I believe it's, I think it might be 12 inches. To the right of that, we have my Jump Pack Intercessors. Again, these are one of the first round of Ultramarines I ever bought. With two of them have 3D printed flame effects coming out. As you can see, one is considerably better than the other. That's not in shadow. It's just it's gone. It's just really dark for some reason. Must have put a wash over it by accident. They come in squads of 5. They're pretty good. They're fast. They're heavy hitters on the charge. Heavy hitters in melee. Not great shooting, but if you're using them for shooting, you're using them wrong. In front of them, we have a Redemptor Pattern Dreadnought. This guy with a plasma cannon, and I think I've given him a flamer under his arm, under there. He's pretty good as well, pretty tanky. Toughness 11, I want to say. Toughness 11, pretty good. On here, we have some of my favourite Ultramarine units. We have the Eradicators. Now, there's only 5 of them here that you can see. The 6th one had his paint stripped, and this guy has an awesome melter effect coming out the front, which again, all 3D printed using FDM printers, no resin printed here. In front of him, we have a broken up squad of aggressors, which is what this guy is. So there's 1 there, and then 2 here. Okay. I do have another 3, but again, they got their paint stripped. These guys, pretty freaking good in melee and being within 12. Like, if you're within 12 inches shooting, they're very, very good. They get led by a Captain in Gravis. There are 2 patterns of the Captain in Gravis, 2 different models. I chose this one. I kind of regret it because I prefer the other one. But yeah, this guy tends to lead these. He gives them buffs. I can't remember what it is. I think it might be lethals, which, if I remember rightly. Behind them, sort of hiding away back here, we have, not that guy, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 heavy intercessors. These guys are in Gravis armor. They are the big brothers to these guys, which I'll talk about in a sec. And they get buffs from standing still. So the idea is that you put them on an objective marker and you leave them there. They get buffs to their shooting if they don't move. So they're very, very good. In front of them is second in command of the Ultramarines, Chapter Master Marnius Calgar himself, with his bodyguard, 1 being here and 1 being back up here. They are called the Victrix Honor Guard. There is a new model set for the Victrix Guard and a new Cow Guard that have come out, which I don't think I'm going to get. The new Cow Guard is in Terminator armor, so he can lead these guys. Currently, he is in Gravis armor, so he can lead anyone else that's in Gravis armor. That is the aggressors here, the eradicators there, and the heavy intercessors over there. Brilliant. Behind all of them is one of the first vehicles I ever bought, which is a Razorback. It's a Rhino chassis with a big gun on the back. I have printed a bulldozer for the front of it and stuck it on because I thought it looked awesome, and I still haven't painted it yet. It's probably going to get painted black, but I like that. It's got a lot of decals on it. It's good for anti-tank or anti-elite with the big las cannons at the top. If you're fighting something that's really tough, like toughness 13, like say, I think a Rogel Dawn tank might be toughness 13, and some of the big demons, it's probably not going to do well. That's where you'll want the Gladiator tank, which I don't know. As we continue to the left, we have Rabute Gilliman himself, which I am actually very proud of how this model's come out. Again, I put him with his helmet on because I can't do faces. Same as Calgar. He's the leader. Rabute Gilliman is very good on the table. I actually don't tend to take him that much because I find him quite boring, but he is very, very good on the table. Now, to his right, supporting the flank, we have 1, and then these guys here, a squad of 10 normal intercessors. If you are not using normal intercessors when playing as the Space Marines, you're doing something wrong. They are very, very good. The moment they touch an objective in the command phase, they will sticky it, which means it stays yours until an enemy touches it. Normally, you have to camp the objective. Not with these guys. The moment they touch it, it's sticky. You can attach 2 leaders to them. I have a lieutenant, which allows them to get lethal hits when shooting, which means you roll a 6 with your rolls to hit. It automatically wounds. And an apothecary at the back who brings one of them back to life every command phase. This is their sergeant over here, red helmet. At the back of the table, we have a group of 10 Phobos infiltrators. They don't have a leader, actually. I don't own anyone in Phobos armor. I'm going to get the captain in Phobos armor at some point because he looks like me, apparently. So I'm going to get him. I might put a little photo up in the description or on the screen even. Some of these guys are missing their decals, and this guy's is falling off. It's because I neglected to do the old contrast thing over the top of them to seal them, which I should do at some point. So that's it for the infantry. On the left, we now come to the big cluster of vehicles. So we'll start with the big guy at the back. This is a Land Raider Crusader. Oh my god, this thing's great. Really tough, 16 wounds, shits out a lot of firepower and can take 16 infantry models in it. I tend to fill it up with these guys and then charge them up the board. This thing moves 12 inches. It's insane. And it's a big block of line of sight blocking tank that you can use to defend said infantry. Absolutely phenomenal bit of kit. There are a few patterns. This is the Crusader because it has the massive hurricane bolters on the side. You can get ones with flamers, which is probably the better one, which is called the Land Raider Redeemer. Same box. I just didn't magnetize anything. Now we have my favourite of the Dreadnoughts, the Brutalis Dreadnought. As you can see, it sacrifices arm guns for these big claws, which are insane in melee. They give you wounds on successful charge, and then you're hitting them with a lot. A lot. We have a... what's this guy again? Predator Destructor, because it's got the autocannon instead. This is actually... I bought this at the same time as the Razorback. So this is, again, one of the original vehicles I own. I don't tend to take it anymore. I find that I chose the wrong gun for the most part. It has heavy bolter sponsons on the side as well, which should move still. Yeah. Oh, my hand's blocking the camera. Yeah, they do move. Heavy bolter sponsons on the side. It's okay. I don't tend to take it anymore. Round the side, we have my first Dreadnought that I made, which is another Redemptor one, but this time with the heavy onslaught Gatling cannon. Pretty good. A shitload of attacks. I think I want to say 12. I think 12 attacks with the big minigun on his right arm, and it's devastating on 6s to wound, which is really, really good. And then we have the first and only aircraft I own, which is, I can't remember the name of this. I don't tend to use it. It was again, I bought this roughly around the same time. I think I did this one and the Razorback. I think this actually was the first thing I ever bought, if I remember correctly, because I thought Rule of Cool, and that's how you all should build your collections, is Rule of Cool. I thought this guy was awesome. He's not great on the field, but who cares? I don't play competitively, so I think he looks cool. And if I take a step back, you can see all of them in their glory. It's a lot of points. I don't know how many points there are there in terms of the game. More than a normal game. There's a lot. I mean, Gilliman, I think, is 350 on his own. So that is quite a bit for the Ultramarines. Okay, so I think what we'll do next is we'll save the Death Guard, that are actually my favourite, for last. We're going to do the World Eaters, which are up here. Now, I've shown the World Eaters off a lot more on the channel than the others, simply because these are going through like a revamp time. That is the newest thing that I've painted, is the Rhino. So these guys, there's not really much to show because this is all that's painted at the moment. Now, I do have 2,000 points, almost dead on. No, I think dead on 2,000 points of World Eaters. And these are all the ones that are painted at the moment. The rest of them are all hiding in this tub, ready for love, because I've ignored them the whole time. So, as you can see, centerpiece, Angron, followed by a Forge Fiend, followed by the Slaughterbound and his Exalted 8-bound. In fact, they are just 8-bound, but I use them as Exalted 8-bound. Chaos Rhino, which actually I'm going to take them off because I don't think I've shown you guys this yet. This is my Chaos Rhino for Khorne, and I think it's absolutely insane. Yeah, I love it. So nice. So nice. To Angron's right, we have Lord Invocatus, who is painted terribly, who I will strip eventually. Khan, who is the new painting scheme, the God tier World Eaters painting. Go check out that video. Alongside the Master of Executions, who again I've repainted as he is a Chaos Undivided one, but happens to be allied with the World Eaters. The epic paint scheme Berserkers, okay, and one 30k Berserker that I was trialing and I hate it. Demon Prince of Khorne, who is freshly painted in the new God tier painting scheme, and then the old Exalted 8-bound that I still haven't stripped, who are in the old painting method. Okay, so not much to say about the World Eaters at the moment. I have probably said they're the most fun I've had on the field. I think in a few games they're very fun. They don't care about everything. They just want to kill stuff, and I like that. It makes the game simple. Right, now on to the army I've had the most fun painting. Now, full disclosure, and I'll point this out as we go through, some of them I didn't paint and some of them are unpainted. Okay, so most of them are painted, some of them I didn't do, which I will point out as we go. So, starting on the left, we have my favourite unit in all of Warhammer, the Death Shroud Terminators. They are so cool. I have 6 of them. Okay, they're all here. They're all clustered here. Some of them have bright pink helm-like hoods. Some of them have purple hoods to denote which squad they're in. Absolutely phenomenal bit of kit. Behind them is a Mephitic Blight Hauler with a Melter and a Krag missile launcher. Again, great anti-elite vehicle there. Real tough firepower. We have some unpainted Plague Marines. Don't kill me. I know they're unpainted. Some of the Plague Marines are. There are 22 of them, so I got bored after a while. At the front here, we have a load of Blightlord Terminators. Okay, so here and sort of behind, there should be 10 of them in total. They are pretty good. Toughness 7, the same as their Death Shroud, but these guys like shooting. They're good in melee as well, but these guys like shooting, whereas these guys want to be they want to be in charge range because they've got their torrent little gun that you can see on their wrist there, which is like a flamer. So they want to be within 12. These guys, they could be any distance really, but they also want to charge into you and give you all of Nurgle's gifts. Lord of Poxes. I got this before you could actually get it because I got it in the big box. This guy's good. He is one of the 3 lords that you can get for the Death Guard. This guy gives 18-inch low knock to anyone he's attached to, so that means that unit can't be shot unless they are within 18 inches of you. Lord of Virulence, he's pretty good. He has a pretty devastating weapon, which I think is anti-infantry 2, which means anyone with the infantry keyword gets wounded on 2s, regardless of their toughness. Another Blightlord Terminator with a couple behind as well. Okay, one with like a big flail. Where is he? Big flail, which I thought the flame was pretty cool effect. Right at the back, we have a Plague Burst Crawler with a big blast effect of a horrible, disgusting mortar round. Okay, Plague Burst Crawler is a must. I think a must-have. They are very, very good. You can shoot indirect with that as well, so you don't even have to see the enemy, and the weapons it carries are pretty devastating as well once you get in range. Here's the big man himself, Mortarion, Demon Primarch of the Death Guard. One of my favourite models to paint as well. This guy's enormous. I actually think he sucks on the battlefield, which is a shame. But again, you shouldn't be buying this stuff because it's good on the field. You should buy this because you love it. And I love Mortarion. He's my favourite Demon Primarch. To his left, we have the other Lord, which is the Lord of Contagion, the third one. This guy actually is an old character called Lord Felthus, I think his name was. He's no longer in the game anymore. So he is just a generic Lord of Contagion. He was a specific one though. This guy is not finished painting. He's about 70% done. To the right, to his left even, we have Typhus, big Typhus, without his butterflies because I lost them when I was putting him together. He is absolutely devastating in melee. So the last time I fought against my own Death Guard, this geezer here nearly one-shot Angron in one turn. Okay, it was ridiculous. Terrifying, I'll tell you that. Behind, you have a load more Plague Marines, just generic Plague Marines. Plague Marines are toughness 6, which is really, really tough for just normal infantry, like battle line foot soldiers. These generic guys here, these battle line, they're all toughness 4. So they're going to struggle to wound these guys. What do we have? Oh, we've got hiding at the back. This guy, he is the tally man. He gives you command points if you roll, I think, a leadership check. He's okay. I've never used him on the field. Oh, we have the Poxwalkers. I have 40 of them. Okay, they're very funny to use. Now, you might be able to see, these are a great example. These greenish, darker coloured ones, I didn't paint. I got them secondhand from a local shop. These bright ones I did paint. I do prefer the bright ones, I'll be honest. I find the bright ones quite funky, and you can see that over here, where all mine are clustered. There are some kit-bashed ones as well. Here he is, this guy there, this one. he has a Imperial Fist's arm because he killed an Imperial Fist in melee during a game against my friend who has Imperial Fists. So I kit bashed him with an arm of one, which is cool. These 3 Blightlord Terminators that are unpainted were supposed to be the special unit that came with the Lord of Contagion. However, they are now just generic ones, so I have no interest in painting them anytime soon. At the back, we have a fetid bloke drone with heavy blight launcher. Very, very good. Strength 10 weapons, movement of like 10 inches. I think they're very, very good. To his left, we have a 3D printed old Forge World Great Unclean one. I hate this model. I think it looks like shit. It's purely my fault. It's because of the 3D print nature as well. Like, it sucks. If you look really close, you might not be able to see on camera. Oh no, you can. You can see the layer lines, and it looks dreadful. And I look forward to crushing this outside in my garden when I get a real one. Loads more Poxwalkers at the front here. Loads of them. Chaos Rhino that is kit bashed with some green putty to make tentacles. Absolutely love this. This was one of my favourite kit bashes I've ever done. Another Mephitic Blyhauler. I tend to take them in pairs anyway. And then the biggest unit I own, a Chaos Knight. This is the Knight Ruinator, which is the one that came out this year, and I've painted it in Nurgle colours because I wanted to. Pretty much every colour on there except for this gold colour here and that pink are all contrast paints, which I thought I'd try. I like it. I've also magnetised this, so you can swap it out for the plasma gun behind it. Okay, I'm in the process of trying to swap out this arm as well to give him either a power fist or, there's another one behind here, another arm, a big sword, which I think is awesome. I think I'd rather the big sword than the drill. Yeah, so I don't tend to use this. I don't tend to use it, so but it's cool.
So there we have it, everyone. You've seen the collections that I have. Now, as I've stated before, I do have the Necrons as well. However, they're not in a state to even want to be put up on a shelf at the moment, and I don't have one. I don't have a shelf yet. The only unit of Necrons that I have that's done is this Doomsday Arc. This is the only one that's done. Even my second Doomsday Arc's not done. There's only so many hours in the day. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys. If there are any units that you've seen in this video that you're like, can we have like a closer look or whatever, or like a deep dive of what they do on the field, please let me know and we'll do that. Have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you all next time.